This is really a full moon that is kind of about sucking it up and doing the things that need to get done. We may be feeling somewhat emotional as energies are very intense and potent around this time, being that it's right after the summer solstice, but there is work that needs to be done and there is still things that need to be achieved. Hey guys, welcome back. We're doing your full moon horoscope for the full moon in Capricorn, which is happening on Friday, June 21st, 2024 at 9:08 p.m. Eastern. That is 6:08 p.m. Pacific time. This full moon is happening at 1 degree and 7 minutes of Capricorn, so just inside the cusp of Capricorn, and the sun just moved into Cancer on the previous day on Thursday the 20th for the summer solstice, and we are now officially in Cancer season. This full moon is exceptionally potent because it is happening just a day after the summer solstice, so we are still under the effects of the summer solstice as we entered Cancer season. Not only that, we also have 2 full moons in the sign of Capricorn over the next month. We have our second full moon in the sign of Capricorn at 29 degrees of Capricorn later on in July before we move into Leo season. We call this a blue moon when we have 2 full moons in the same sign consecutively, one after another, and of course we will have the new moon in Cancer in between them. Capricorn is our cardinal earth sign and can be associated with the 10th house in astrology. So think of things that are associated with hard work, discipline, business, money, banking, big business, big banking. This is our achievements, our public persona, our discipline, time, the effort we put into things. It is our authority, our commitment, our leadership skills, our security, our success, and materialism, or the material things in the world. Capricorn is represented by the seagull, and it represents the ability to navigate both the material realms and the subconscious or internal emotional realms. We do have the sun in Cancer now, and we have 5 planets in the sign of Cancer, so there is a lot of watery and emotional energy going on. This full moon is ruled by planet Saturn, of course, the ruler of Capricorn, and Saturn is in Pisces and getting ready to station retrograde at the end of the month. And the full moon in Capricorn, or the summer solstice, around the time of the summer solstice, or the full moon in Capricorn, is really a time that we can check in from the beginning of the year or our New Year's resolutions, because when we come to the summer solstice, we are exactly halfway through the Gregorian calendar year, and this is where we can see what we have achieved, what we need to continue to work on, and where we have been neglecting the work that needs to get done. This is really a full moon that is kind of about sucking it up and doing the things that need to get done. We may be feeling somewhat emotional as energies are very intense and potent around this time, being that it's right after the summer solstice, but there is work that needs to be done and there is still things that need to be achieved. So we kind of have to suck up the emotional energy, get done what needs to get done, and then we can relax and do the things that we want to do. There is an element of actually processing and feeling our emotions, of course, being that we are in Cancer season, and this could essentially help us be more productive long term. So that is something to think about and integrate into your own personal life wherever this is happening in your chart. Look to see which house is ruled by Capricorn in your chart, as well as the degree point of 1 degree of Capricorn. This is a significantly highlighted area of your chart, as Pluto is also retrograde and will retrograde back into Capricorn for the very last time in our lives this coming fall during Libra season. And that will be the last time that Pluto will be in Capricorn ever, at least in our lifetimes. So this area of Capricorn in our chart has gone through, with Pluto going through that area of our chart for the past 15 years, and these double full moons, these 2 full moons that we have in the sign of Capricorn, are heightening that energy even more so. We're closing out chapters and we've achieved some sort of pinnacle or culmination point in this area. Cancer season is really a season about going inward, spending time with your inner self or your family. Cancer is a sign that's associated with family, but when we have the full moon in Capricorn, again, this is a time where work still needs to get done. There's still things that need to be achieved and things that need to be checked off of the to-do list. So we have to kind of suck it up and find a good work-life balance. I always refer to the Cancer-Capricorn axis as a work-life balance, and as you probably know, a full moon is when we have an exact opposition with the sun and the moon. So this axis is extremely highlighted. There is something being highlighted as well about having our heart or our feelings or emotions tied to our work in some way. So if what you're doing or what you're working on, whether it's business or whether it's a job or whether it's some sort of project, if your heart and your true feelings and emotions are not tied into it in some way, then maybe it's not entirely aligned for you. Maybe that's why you're not having motivation to do those said things. And this perfectly aligns with the tarot card that is associated with this full moon, being that this is in the first decan of Capricorn at 1 degree of Capricorn. This is associated with planet Saturn and the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is a card about balance. Traditionally, it was a card of up and down finances, but it's really an energy of balancing the practical and the spiritual, or the practical and material and emotional. It is about time management, balancing our priorities, and adapting to things as they come, the ebbs and flows of life. It is about flexibility and balancing all areas of our life and going with the ups and downs of what we're here for. Now, for aspects for this full moon, the biggest one I want to mention is the T-square. So we have an opposition with the sun and the moon, of course, being a full moon, but both the sun and the moon are in square to Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces, which is also slowing down, getting ready for its retrograde. Now, this is an interesting one because when we have a T-square, there is oppositional energies between the two oppositional planets, and there's a tension there. And then the third planet, or the apex planet, is sometimes looked to as the outlet planet. And with Neptune here in square to the sun and the moon, this can cause a lot of confusion, and we can really second guess our intuition. There can be a lot of disillusionment and really not knowing which actions to take next. So this could be in regards to your work, your family. Really look and see where the Cancer Capricorn axis is in your chart, which houses they rule, to give you more context. But this is really blurring the lines of how to take action next, especially because Neptune is slowing down, getting ready to retrograde. A lot of times when I talk about a T-square, I always talk about the opposition to the apex planet. So with Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces, that would be 29 degrees of Virgo. There's something here about paying attention to details, also slowing down any ideas or thoughts or actions you might want to take, and taking your time to really process those things before you take any action or make any decisions, to let clarity come through. Working in a more practical or logical way, Virgo energy, is going to be beneficial for you in making any decisions or any movement forward. Really take time to clarify your thoughts, because you could think that you're getting an intuitive download when really it could just be your mind playing tricks on you, or even your emotions or your feelings playing tricks on you in some way. Now, the sun in Cancer is in a loose conjunction with Venus. So the sun, Venus, and Mercury are all in the sign of Cancer now, and I love Venus in Cancer, the energy of Venus in Cancer, but this makes it in opposition to the full moon in Capricorn. So there's a discrepancy there. There is this awareness of our value within our relationships, especially in our family relationships, although this could be in relation to love relationships or friendships, etc. But there's this discrepancy between what we need to do, what we practically need to do, and what we value in our home and family life. So there's something here, again, about finding balance between those things and really remembering where our values lie. There could also be discrepancies between our emotional expression with the moon in Capricorn, the full moon in Capricorn, in opposition to Venus and the sun, and how we are expressing ourselves to our family relationships or our relationships in general. There could be a feeling of wanting to express our emotions, but maybe not exactly knowing how, or we're focused more on the more practical side of things instead of expressing those emotions in a healthy way, especially because Mercury is in Cancer as well. With Venus in conjunction to the sun in Cancer, especially though, this is really about making ourselves comfortable. This is like very much like a self-care energy. The sun rules the ego or the self or the identity, and Venus is our pleasure, or it's our sensual desires in some way. And this is really about making like aesthetically pleasing environments, home cooked meals, and lighting candles, you know, igniting all of the senses and really having a calming environment or a calming atmosphere or calming connections with family, friends, or relationships in some way. But it's really indulging in, you know, the sweet side of life. This is great for creative endeavors, nurturing our relationships or even our physical appearance or our emotional well-being. Mercury and Venus are in conjunction in the sign of Cancer as well, with Mercury right there. And really this is an energy of merging our love and our communication. It's emotional intelligence. Mercury is the mind, and Venus is our love or our value that we have in Cancer themes. And Cancer is the first water sign of the zodiac, right? It's cardinal water, and it's very much about our internal world, how we're feeling. So we're thinking about how we're feeling, and we're talking about how we're feeling with those around us. Again, family, friends, or relationships. This is very open communication with those we love. It's also very creative expression. So poetry, music, singing, dance, things like that can be very effective in working through any emotions we might be feeling, and showing our love, affection, and appreciation for those around us can help solve any conflict or tension we might be experiencing. Be sure that we are open to listening to others. Cancer is a very receptive feminine sign, so make sure that we aren't dominating conversations or overpowering our relationships in some way. Make sure it's an equal exchange of energy. There's a balance there, Two of Pentacles, a full moon, and we have to be able to take in other people's emotions and understand what they're saying and how they're feeling, as well as expressing how we feel and expressing what we need to say. Also, Mercury is in square to the north and the south node, the north node being in Aries and the south node being in Libra. And to me, this is really like thinking about the past. Cancer and Leo, for that matter, are both very nostalgic signs, in my opinion, especially Cancer. It's a sign that really looks at things and is very nostalgic. That's why Cancer rules the Six of Cups, because it's thinking about the good times of the past or the bad times. But there's this discrepancy between being caught in the past and wanting to move towards the future. So there's a need to really calm the mind, maybe going outside, getting grounded into the earth, putting your feet on the bare earth if you can, will be beneficial for you, and not focusing on the past, especially past relationships with the South Node in Libra, and focusing on your movement forward and what is going to benefit you in the long run. Overall, guys, I think this is a pretty beneficial and positive new moon for everyone. The Capricorn area of our chart has been through a lot over the past 15 years with Pluto moving through Capricorn, and Pluto will move back into Capricorn for the very last time for about a month in the fall. So this is really highlighting that Capricorn area of your chart, as well as the fact that we have 2 full moons in Capricorn over the next month. This area of your chart is significantly highlighted, and where we have lessons that have been learned or should have been learned, and if they haven't, then you have a little bit of time to figure out what those lessons are that you haven't learned, corresponding to the degree in the house that it's in. But Capricorn is really an energy of success, as well as this being a full moon. It's the culmination point, so something is being completed. A lot of people look at a full moon as a release point. I don't necessarily look at full moons that way, although it is the height of the lunation cycle, and we are going into the waning half of the lunation cycle, so things are winding down in that area of your chart. But I hope you guys have a beautiful full moon in Capricorn, guys. Happy Cancer season, happy solstice. I wish you all the best, and if you guys want to book personal astrology and or tarot readings with me, all the information for that will be in the description box below. Happy full moon. Bye.